Hello and welcome, dear Geminis. Here's your monthly horoscope for February 2019. Let's break this down. Let's get into it. It's totally different on a level of energetic level of in comparison with January. It was quite erratic with the eclipses, but now it's gentler, it's softer. The energy in general, of course, is way more easy now. A lot of things continue, as I already spoke about. So if you're watching these monthly horoscopes on a regular basis you will see that, didn't she say that last month or so? Because that's a continuation. So let's get into it. Now, first of all, let's start with the good thing and the exciting stuff with Mars-Uranus in your 11th house. Now, Mars conjoins with Uranus around the 12th, the 13th and the 14th. So if you had a plan, a goal, a friend, that you wanted to do something exciting with, or something new, or something bold, or a goal that you are a bit afraid of to do, but that you've been having for a long time, now is the time to do it with all that energy in your 11th house, because Mars has to do with action, Uranus has to do with freeing yourself up. It don't have to be, I don't think this is a big thing. But if there is, some sort of a goal that you're saying, I've been afraid of doing that for a long time, and now is the time to do it, okay? Then the other thing, and I've been talking about this, the other thing is that there is now an energy with Venus, Pluto and Saturn in your 8th house. And there is where the eclipses work there. Now, what is this? This is a strange combination, but a very interesting one, because Venus is about diplomacy, it's about gentleness, and Saturn and Pluto is very serious. It's serious, it wants to do things by the book. So what does it mean? 8th house has to do with money, money that is not yours. So that could be money that you share with your partner. It could be inheritances. It could be taxes. It could be loans. All of that. And on another level, it is more the psychology, your deep psychological level. So on the one level, it could mean that there is a serious discussion going on, having to do with finances. It's very serious. You better do it by the book. You better do it very lawful, but there is a gentleness around it. So that's good. The Venus-Saturn energy, this is like... this it would be dressed like this, with a bit of a suit on there. And that's Venus, Saturn. It wants to do things in a competent way, in a practical way, and in an honest way. So if there are some financial issues coming up, take that attitude and you will get a lot out of that. If you're saying, Veerle, I'm not having anything special on a financial level, then it's probably on a level of psychology, on a level of intimacy. So you could be getting more serious about these subjects. Maybe you're getting a more interest into the occult, the metaphysical side of life, but in a very serious way. You are enjoying it, but you're doing this in a very serious way. And therefore you're restructuring your psychology, as you are, some of you, restructuring finances, but finances that you share with other people. And last but not least, and this energy is around, so that I just talked about, is mostly around the 18th up until the 23rd and a bit onwards. Then the energy I'm going to talk about now is mostly around the 19th, 22nd of the month, but will be there for also the rest of the month, and also even in March. Has to do with work, has to do with your relationship with authorities. There's Mercury and Neptune there conjoining, and it squares up to Jupiter in your 7th house. What does it mean? It doesn't have to be, first of all, people think, oh, Mercury, Neptune, that's very confusing energy. Yes, up to a point. But it depends on how you deal with it. So that could be, it's not the best time up until the end of March to change jobs, to change to make new activities around work and all of that. Why? Because there's no clearness there. So especially with contracts, that has to do with work, that has to do with your job. It's not, maybe you're thinking about it is all good, and trying to see in different angles all the opportunities, splendid, but not acting on it, because Mercury will go retrograde in that house next month. So I recommend thinking about work, yes, communicating, make sure when it's spiritual and communicating, or when you're doing something artistic, fantastic. If it's not, if you're really working in a very, in a corporate world, let's say, be aware that you read the things that you're gonna say 3 times, and the things that you're gonna hear, make sure that there is a bit of bias happening there with Mercury Neptune. So things are not all clear on the job level, but that's okay. I mean, before the clarity is mostly a period of time that there is a bit of being not sure how things are going. But again, if you're working in the spiritual world, or if you're working with spirituality, with healing, it could be a very good thing. Don't overdo it though. Don't give too much, because you have Jupiter there in the 7th house. So stand your ground, and be practical and ground yourself. But it could be a big time of healing as well during this period. And on a relationship level, again, be aware that if other people exaggerate a little bit in their enthusiasm, or in their cry for help, or whatever it is, feet on the ground and you'll be fine. Having said that, I wish you all the best, dear Geminis. Have a very good month. It sounds pretty okay. And if you want a reading, just get in touch. Bye-bye.